Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome yourself to another episode of the Blind Counter Podcast. I am your host with the most, the Offset, aka Big Bob here today. I'm also joined here today with my co-host and executive producer, the GOAT of entertainment himself, Mr. AKIIRA, AMANE. How you doing, Mr. Mane? How you been, man?
Hey, been good, bro. We are back. Feels better than ever. How you doing, dog? How you doing?
Dude, it's been a wild 2 weeks. Let me tell you something. I had everything go down. So, for those who don't know, I moved out of my old house and bought a new house here and got everything set up. So, that was the reason for the delay of the two episodes here. So, we're actually back at it in the new crib, the new spot, the new layout, the new background. I mean, check it out, man. We got the lights, we got the bookshelf, we got everything else in between there. You can't really see it in frame, but yeah, man,
Fire.
it's been a headache and a half, but it's finally taken care of now. So, we're back at it now. We're back at it, like a motherfucking crack
That's
addict.
an endeavor, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot to do. A lot going on.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. But
I'm digging the setup, bro. It
I'm
looks
I'm
good.
I'm loving it, man. We got a lot of ideas that we're gonna cook up in this room now. So we've got the space and the vibes now. So I'm ready to get back to it and get back on the grind. Get back on the grind for real. But other than that,
We
man,
back.
what you been up to? What's new with you, man? It's been a minute.
Phew, man, uh, work's been pretty good. Just getting back in the gym. Been getting on that game a lot more. Been playing with Big Bambalam, Coach Bambi. Uh, he'll be back on when we do these a little earlier. He's got to work in the morning. Hopefully he
I
listens to this though in the
Yeah,
AM.
yeah, he'll definitely listen to this AM here, but
He is working Wednesday. I know that.
absolutely. So he's gotta have that in his back pocket, going crazy in the ear pod. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, we've had a lot go down within the past 2 weeks here, and we can just jump right into it if you would
Let's
like.
get it.
All right,
Hell
good
yeah.
deal. I'm a little rusty, so let's see if we can get this going smoothly here. But first on the chop block here, this is probably some old news, but we had Attach, Mac, and Tupac being dropped from Cloud9. And in coerce of that, we've got Spartan Capital taking their place there, moving forward with C9 as well. So,
Great
uh,
pickups for
yeah,
them.
yeah, absolutely, definitely think that as well. And then on top of that, we also had Skies being dropped and being replaced by Mercules, the new up and coming player from Challengers here who went crazy in the Major 3 with Toronto. So here's the official release video for that.
I'm Mason. I'm just here to play some Call of Duty.
Sure.
Yeah,
So yeah, man.
I'm Mason. Okay, I thought he said I'm gonna miss him. Like talking about all the shitters and challengers. Like I'm gonna miss him.
I'm gonna miss him.
I'm just here. I swore that's what he said. That's
Oh my
funny.
god, that's hilarious. So yeah, it's huge news here for OpTic picking up a new up and coming challenger player here, and then we're gonna go into some deep dive here of what Methods had to say about this
Did I know?
pickup.
Of course I knew, bro. You out of your mind? I mean, I could only really give you my opinion on the matter, though. I mean, I can't speak for the players. I can't speak for the coaches. I think this was the right move personally. I fucking love Caesar, but I think when it comes to a flex, I think the way Mercules played at the major, especially as a fill-in, was very impressive. So I like the move. I think this gives our team the best chance to go out there and beat teams like Thieves and FaZe. I think the peak of our team with Skies, if it was reached, could have been solid, but I think just role-wise, Mercules is a lot more natural of a fit. How high is his ceiling? I think it's pretty high. I mean, he's been dominating challengers. He goes out there and places top 3 at the major with a very good ultra team, mind you. I mean, it was a good team to fill in for, but I think this move makes sense. I think letting this kid go somewhere else would have been the wrong move, so I'm happy he's on OpTic.
Absolutely. Well, that's what Zinni had to say, and then moving forward here into Hex, let's see what he had to say as well.
But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, man, I gotta do what I believe is best in this case for this thing. So I called Shotzi, and then I texted Brucey at the same time, and he didn't respond. He responded later, so had Brucey picked up whatever and all this. And one of the main, again, okay, it isn't. Caesar on his own is obviously, Caesar as the main AR obviously is awesome. World champion, proven himself, anything, all the good things that you can say. Okay, love Skies, correct. But him and Dashy just weren't You know what I'm saying? Like I just listened to the people around me, right? And hearing the shit that I was already thinking sort of made it more. I am by no means an expert in Call of Duty, even though I've been around it internally since 2006. I still don't know spawns. I still don't know all that bullshit. Okay, that's for somebody else, someone smarter. But I hit up Shotzi and I hit up Dashy. Shotzi's the first one who responded. I called him and I'm like, yo, man, I'm like, first of all, let me help you, is what I said. And he said, what? And I'm like, let me help you get out of, let me get you out of your own way. And let me help you, man. I got you something. I said, let me get you something. And he said, what? And I'm like, let me get you a faster AR. An up and coming, young, talented dude who you can sort of take, who you and Brucey can take under your wing and sort of like develop him, right? He's young enough to where he's good enough, and he obviously proved himself, and everybody saw what happened when he showed up at the last event. And I said, yo, let me get you something. I got you something nice for your birthday. And then he said, what? And I'm like, I got you something nice. And I'm like, all right, cool. So once I got him to convince, because he was dead set on not making a change, right? That him saying that is true. He wasn't trying to throw you guys off course or throw the scent off somewhere. He did say that, and then when he called me and I told him that, and he's like, he got a little tiny little bit defensive. He's like, well, yo, man, like, you know, he's like, I don't understand where this fucking narrative's coming, that I'm the fucking warlord and I'm the one that makes these decisions. And I'm like, and I say, yo, stop right there. You are the fucking warlord. Own it. This time though, it has to be a decision that I have to make for you. So once I got him to understand why, and once I got him to understand that, like, it was common sense, right? At that point, and he says, "All right, yeah, I agree. But he's like, but you gotta let them know that it was your decision, right? So it doesn't, you know, sort of fall back on me again, and I get this fucking blame for."
Interesting
He
stuff.
always does.
Interesting stuff there. Shotzi, the warlord himself. But that was crazy story there from Hex on how they picked up Merc. But let's move forward here with something else that could have happened as well.
I was throwing out all kinds of suggestions, right? One of those suggestions was formal. One of those suggestions was Scump. And if it wasn't gonna be those two, and if it wasn't gonna be Zinni, then I said, why don't we fucking bring back fucking Illy? You know what I'm saying? The Yoda King. I said, yo, let's bring back Yoda King, is what I said. I said, let's bring back Yoda King. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. And then the reason why I wanted to do that was because, guys, we have to try everything. And if we're going to try something, let's try something that gets the crowd cheering. Zio.
All of them.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted to have Zio back, because at least we had a moment in time that could be explained and why we would go forward. Cooler heads prevailed, and after everybody had their input, we made the right choice at the time, which was to pick up Caesar. I was throwing out all kinds of suggestions, right?
Okay, so they could have had Illy, Hook, and the boy Shotzi with Zio going crazy on the OpTic squad. That would have been insane.
I don't know. It'd be like the old Vanguard team with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know if that would have worked. But hey, we'll see what happens now. You know what I'm saying? Then moving forward as well, we also have Shotzi after the matches here, explaining on his teammate Mercules. Let's see what he's got to say.
Okay, good, bro. Merc is literally him. After playing with him, bro, he is him. I ain't gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
Not even on some glacier. Okay, good, bro.
Not even on some.
Not
OpTic
even on
Glazer.
some OpTic Glazer himself going crazy. And last but not least, we have the rest of the OpTic boys here. We've got Hitch and the boy over there. Here,
So
let's
let me
go
just
to
get the
live
full
listening.
story again. Zinni calls you.
Yeah,
And he's like, yo, like, don't sign anything. Would
Yeah.
you be down for this? And you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, he didn't even say. He didn't even ask. Like the first call, he was just like, "You signed anything yet?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Hold off." I was like, "Bet, I'm holding off."
Man, I'm holding on.
Did he already have your number? Or he got
No,
it
he
from...
DM'd me.
Okay, so let me just get
He's
the
on
full
a
story again.
dopamine trip from hell right now, bro.
Yeah, he is. He needs to fix his posture though. Holy shit, buddy hunching.
But he said he wrestled. Like he's probably just sitting there like.
he's moving
in
him.
game.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. Oh, he got that nerd. Well,
Yeah,
he crimpy too.
Crimpy 2.0, man, that shit is crazy. So yeah, man. So we've got all of OpTic, kind of glazing Merc 30 over here, going crazy. After these matches here, so we can just jump right into some CDL matches now. After we've got that taken care of here. So let's go ahead and switch gears here to the CDL matches, and these the first one Friday night we had 3 matches commence here, and the first one up was Miami versus Vegas Falcons, and this was a 3-1 victory going to the side of Miami. Looks like Miami came out hot on the hardpoint vaults in the map 2 red card search and destroy. Vegas Falcons take map 3 vault control, and then rounding things out on a hardpoint red card 250 to 220. What do you want to speak about on this series here?
Man, a lot of these series, this was like Burger Bowl weekend. But I expected Falcons to lose this one, but Miami going 4-0 this split so far is pretty impressive. They're playing pretty well.
Yeah, and something to note too as well. I mean, Vegas Falcons kept this extremely close. 230 to 250 on the vault map 1, and then a round 11 map 2, and then a convincing win 3-1 on the vault, and then another 220 to 250 on the red card. So I mean, Vegas Falcons are putting up a fight for sure, but weren't able to collect the win there against Miami Heretics. And Miami looking pretty good going in this split as well. I mean, looking at the stat line down here, we've got Miami, everyone positive except for Metals having a 0.82, Real having a 1.2, Rencore a 1.0, and Super a 1.18. And then on the opposite side there, we got Vegas Falcons. We got RC's dropping a 0.82, Xnit a 0.98, Pred a 0.10 or a 1.09. And Priesta dropping a 0.94, but just looking at the stat lines here on the scoreboard, very very close series for sure. Could have went anyone's ball game honestly, with 1 or 2 rotation wins here on map 1 and map 4, and then obviously around 11 that could have went anyone's. So I mean, what are your thoughts here on that series?
Yeah, I mean, it could have looked a lot different too going to Protocol if they got that map too. But I mean, I feel like Miami's going to be at least top 4 again at Dreamhack while we're there. Like, I feel like they're going to go make a run again.
Yeah, I can see that too, and they're looking pretty good, man. With the pickup of Super and Rencore, definitely making them an elevated team and a competitive team as well.
Capital R.
Absolutely.
At the end of the name, Rencore, Super.
Yeah.
All of them have capital last.
Except for
letters.
Metals.
What the hell?
Metals is the one. Oh, he's got the. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, I see that now. Okay,
That's
damn.
crazy. What the hell?
Yeah, well, that's an interesting take there. And then RC's. Priesta, and then you get RC's dropping a stinker, a -17 split there. You hate to see it, but just a typical domination and loss here for Vegas Falcons here, but definitely putting up a great fight, to say the least there. But Miami coming out victorious that map 1, or that match 1, sorry. But then going into the next matches, we had the Boston Breach versus the OpTic Texas, and this went the distance here into a map 5 and 3-2 victory for, unfortunately, the Boston Breach. Breach coming out hot on the map 1 and the map 2, which was a hardpoint Hacienda and a red card search and destroy, and then OpTic Texas coming back on the control Hacienda and then the rewind hardpoint, and rounding things out on a 6-4 Hacienda search and destroy. Boston Breach taking the dub. What do you want to speak about on this series here?
No, obviously a win would have been nice, but I mean, Merc's going crazy. Shotzi just -1. I feel like you see the teamwork as far as the leaderboard goes for Boston, even despite the KDs, the kills, the damage. The output on Texas was better, but they're still working on that cohesion. First game together, really, outside of scrim. So it is what it is. But yeah, this was promising. And then I felt and we'll get into it in a little bit. But the next day, I was like, yeah, they're just gonna gel more, and it's gonna look even better. And then that's what happened.
Yeah, especially with this being Mercules' first official series on OpTic here.
Hell yeah.
Definitely showing out. He drops a 1.33 against Boston Breach, a plus 25 spread. Hooks dropping a 1.14, Dashy a 1.15, and Shotzi a 0.99, -1 spread. And then to your point here on the opposite side, we've got Boston Breach. Everyone's negative except for Snoopy. He's got a 1.05, and Purge dropping a 0.76, Awakening a 0.73, and Cammy a 0.98. But yeah, man, it looks like the teamwork made the dream work here, and they were able to come out victorious against the OpTic Texas with the new addition of Mercules to the team here. He also drops 100 kills this series here. He's got a plus 25 spread, so he was definitely shooting back and doing some damage as well. But
that's crazy. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, so definitely a great series to watch if you guys missed it. A nail biter for sure, and they thought they could probably do the reverse sweep in the series, but that Hacienda to Search and Destroy, they just got to work on a couple more things, and they'll be looking good. They'll be looking good. That's going to wrap things up for that series here, and then going into the next series, we had the last series, which was Cloud9 versus Atlanta FaZe, and this was a surprising 3-1 victory going to the side of Cloud9 New York. Cloud9 coming out hot on the Hacienda Hardpoint, and then FaZe coming back on the red card Search and Destroy, and then Cloud9 again with victorious there on the Control Hacienda, and then wrapping things up on the Rewind Hardpoint 250 to 181. What do you want to speak about on this series here?
The first thing that comes to mind was surprising. I mean, I really was like, okay, they got the map 1 because they were behind. I believe they came back on that. Cloud9 came back on Skyline, and I was like, okay. Going to the search, FaZe is really, really good at search. But, yeah, close, somewhat. And then towards the end, they ran away with it. But just weird. I thought it would just be different. I know Simp's been playing a little weird, or not weird, but I think something's going on. You know, maybe personal, maybe some other just not caring. I don't know. Something's going on.
Yeah, I mean, to a point there. I mean, this was the first. I don't know if this was the first series of Capsule and Spark joining the team here. I can't remember if it was this weekend or the past weekend that they joined up, but you know, that could say something here, mixing it up a little bit. Not sure how they are playing the different play styles.
New looks.
Yeah, new looks to look for, things like that. So a little honeymoon phase and a little honeymoon cheese there for
Yeah.
Cloud9 going up in FaZe, and you know, FaZe could be, you know, just probably burnt out from winning so much, so they probably just didn't care as much, or you know what, I don't even know. But just trying to, you know, brainstorm ideas off of what you were saying there. But just looking at the stat line here, we got a BZ dropping a 0.92, Celium the only one positive with a 1.16, Draza a 0.99, and Simp a 0.83 with a -17 spread. Not very often do you see Simp dropping those kinds of numbers there. And then on the opposite side there, we got Cloud9 New York. We got Capsule dropping a 0.98, Crimp the only one positive with a 1.18, Sib with a 0.98, and Spart as well with a 0.98 too. So everyone was kind of shooting, but no one was able to really connect the kills there. I mean, it's really hard to tell. I mean, we got everyone dropping 12,000, 11,000 damage. We got Simp dropping 10,000 damage. So out of 4 maps, and just looking at the stat line here, we got Map 1, 223 to 250, very close series there. A very convincing 6-1 victory on the red card Search and Destroy for FaZe, and then a 2-3 Hacienda Control going to Cloud9 New York, and then a 181 250 on the Rewind Hardpoint. So the Map 1 was pretty close, and the Map 3 was also could have been close too. Just depends on who gets that defense and offense side there, and who's going to be dominant, and then obviously the Rewind. Newer map back into the mix here, so it could have been just some rust to knock off for FaZe, but a convincing win and an awesome win for Cloud9 to kind of get their momentum going in the right direction there. But anything that you wanted to speak about before we move on this series?
I mean, yeah, you pretty much covered the rest for real. I just, yeah, I'm wondering about Simp though. I mean, they definitely look better regardless, but we'll see.
We'll see how it comes out, man. You know how they act on different on land, so
exactly.
yeah, absolutely. All right, well, it's going to wrap things up for the Friday night matches here. Then going into the Saturday matches, we had 4 commence, and the first one was Cloud9 versus the Miami Heretics, and this was a 3-1 victory going to the side of Miami Heretics. We had Cloud9 coming out hot on the map 1 Vault Hardpoint, and then the Search and Destroy on Dealership went to the side of Heretics, and then we had a 3-0 Vault Control for the Miami Heretics, and then wrapping things up on the Skyline Hardpoint, 250 to 204. What do you want to speak about on this series here?
I feel like just if you give them a moment to turn up, bro, it's a wrap. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Like, and Super's been going crazy. Like, I feel like he's been high double digits, if not 20, like in search, and that's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, Super definitely makes this team elevated like crazy. Rencore obviously doing his thing as well. We got Super dropping a 1.23, a plus 19 spread, Rencore a 1.11, Real a 1.11, and Metals a 1.0. So everyone's positive on the side of Miami. And then the red carpet for the Cloud9 New York here, Capsule dropping a 0.88, Crimp a 0.88, Sib a 0.94, and Spart a 0.90. So definitely wasn't meshing well. Could have been, last match Friday night going into the early morning Saturday. They could have had something to do with it. They probably didn't get a good night's sleep. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, pretty close series for the respawn hard points. I mean, 222 to 250 map 1 going to the side of Cloud9, and then 250 to 204 on the Skyline map 4. And then 6-4 Dealership Search and Destroy. Pretty convincing win there, and then a very dominant win on the Control Vault 3-0. So, I mean, this could have been maybe different if they were able to Neslo, maybe not Neslo, but just win the hard point, that map 4, then who knows what could look different on the Search and Destroy protocol, but I doubt that Cloud9 would have been victorious on that, just looking at the Dealership stat line there too. So I'm actually curious to see who dropped kills here. Super dropping a 9 and 4, 2.25, Rencore 0.8, 2.0 with an 8 and 4. Yeah, everyone's dropping Wiener off, and then not having a good one for Capsule, 4 and 10, drops a 0.4 on the map too. So yeah, I mean, pretty convincing L. You gotta give yourself more credit, man. You gotta give some more credit. But yeah, man, just a convincing win for Miami against Cloud9 New York, and we'll see how they finish out this year here. That's going to wrap things up for that first series, and then going into the second series here, we had Minnesota versus the LAG, and this was a 3-2 victory going to the side of Minnesota Rocker here. As soon as this wants to load, here we go. So we had Minnesota Rocker coming out hot on the Rewind Hardpoint, and then LAG answering back on a round 11 red card Search and Destroy, and then a convincing win on the protocol control for Minnesota Rocker, and then LAG answering back on the Skyline Hardpoint, and then ending things out on the Search and Destroy Rewind in a 6-4 fashion. Minnesota Rocker coming out victorious. What do you want to speak about on this series here?
Rocker love going game 5, bro, but at least they got this one. At least they got it.
Hell yeah. So LAG gets knocked out of the champs race with this loss here, and elevating Minnesota up into the ranks there. But we've got Fellow dropping a 0.86, Lunars an 8.7, Johnny a 0.98, and Kismet, the only one positive, with a 1.05. And then on the opposite side there, everyone on the side of Minnesota Rocker is positive except for Kenny. He drops a 0.89, and then Nero's dropping a 1.22 with a plus 20 spread. Geo 1.01, and Estriol 1.13. So looks like the boys there were doing something great up against the worst team in the league. I mean, you could say that. I don't know if you would think that Vegas Falcons is the worst team or LAG is the worst team, but there's an argument there for that. But Rocker coming out victorious here, and just looking at the stat line here, or the score line here, map 2 round 11. I mean, they could have 3-0'd LAG here, but LAG coming out victorious there on that map 2 round 11. Let's go into a live listening on what that looked like here actually.
Yeah.
Go in the memory banks as a stinger. Nero playing absolute patient card. Estriol the opposite. Johnny this time. He in the receiving end of the first blood. Advantage LAG. Least clutch team.
LAG had first blood and they.
Stop
Okay,
saying
no,
it.
they won.
Stop saying it. Least clutch team in the league. Chart, stop saying it. The trophy's in the middle of the field. He's just chucked wherever Gio's just lobbed around it. He's just like,
Damn.
some destruction. LAG. Tie it up. Least clutch team. Couldn't even get a kill, dude. Miles, I mentioned it before this series started. Of some of the stats I'm seeing out of Minnesota in the clutch are so abysmal that I would take time to break it down appropriately. I can't get it out in 30 seconds, dude.
He's probably feeling twisted.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. But
I
yeah, I
if
mean,
his car's purple.
it's got to be something. That damn OpTic wrap, dude. He's got to have that thing off, dude. There ain't no
Game
way.
5 in Japanese instead.
Game 5 in Japanese. Oh my god. Oh man.
Need for round 11.
Need for a better PC. Oh man, you hate to see it, but yeah, a great win for Minnesota Rocker here against LAG and advancing them going into the next series here. But that's going to wrap things up for this series here. And then going into the next series, we had the Vegas Falcons versus Los Angeles Thieves here, and this was a dominant DoorDash 3-0 victory for LA Thieves here. They played a hardpoint, skyline, a rewind, search and destroy, and a vault control. What you want to speak about on this series here?
Bro, honestly, we might be able to breeze through. I think the rest of the weekend is 3-0s. This was expected, but they got shit on. Like Pred and Exnid, they're subs just running out there. But dude, Arsees and Priesta don't know what the fuck is going on between Scrap and Ghosty.
Nah, dude. I mean, RC is dropping a .69, negative 18 spread. Priesta .55, negative 25 spread. And then on the opposite side, we got Pred 1.2 and Exnid a 1.02. So, yeah, looks like the subs were getting active and the ARs were getting tucked in with a forehead kiss goodnight. And then Thieves, just everyone's dominant, everyone's positive. Envoys a 1.14, Ghosty a 1.17, Hydra a 1.2, and Scrap a 1.2. Yeah. So very convincing win, and yeah, dude, they were going crazy on them. 250 to 121 on the skyline, hard point, a 6-3 rewind, search and destroy, and a 3-2 victory on the vault control. So, yeah, man. Convincing win and an absolute slammage for LA Thieves here. Not much to talk about there except for maybe getting better ARs for Vegas Falcons there. But we'll see what has to cook up for the next series. But yeah, man, we'll just move on forward after this. That was just absolute banana slammage there. Okay, well then going into the last series of Saturday night, we had the OpTic Texas versus the Carolina Royal Ravens, and this was another 3-0 victory for OpTic Texas. They played a hardpoint, vault, a dealership, search and destroy, and a vault control. What you want to speak about on this series here?
Popped a Merc 30, put him to sleep.
Sheesh, he went absolutely crazy this series here. He drops a 1.51 plus 22 spread. Big Merc going crazy. Shotzi following up there with a 1.15. Hook a 1.26, and Dashy one negative there with a 0.83, negative 9 spread. And then on the opposite side there, Carolina Royal Ravens getting absolutely tucked in. We got Rex dropping a 0.73, TJ a 9.3, Slasher an 8.7, and Gwen an 8.9. So looks like they just weren't able to get anything rolling there up against this newly formed OpTic Texas team with the addition of Merc 30 going absolutely
Merc
huge.
stealing kills from Dashy, bro. Look at the disparity between the two ARs. Like,
Dead
he's
ass.
Like, nah, you just stay back, bro.
Dead ass, dude. He's like, yo, Dash, I got this, bro.
That's crazy.
Kick your feet up. I got you on this one here. But yeah, man, you really hate to see it. You really do for the Carolina Royal Ravens here, but you love to see it for the newly formed OpTic Texas here. But yeah, man, just a convincing win. They went 183 to 250 in the vault, hard point, 6-4 on the dealership, and a 1-3 vault control to win things out there on the series. But an absolute snoozer, an absolute slam fest for OpTic Texas there, rounding things out on that series here.
Let's go.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Are we back?
Are we back? Question mark. Who knows? Who knows? But that's going to round things out for the Saturday night matches. Then going into the Sunday, we had 3 that went down, and the first one was the Boston Breach versus the Vancouver Surge. And this was another 3-0 victory here for the Vancouver Surge. They played a hard point on the red card, dealership on search and destroy, and a Hacienda control. What you want to speak about on this series here?
Another one. I mean, yeah, I figured Surge has been looking good, definitely in contention for when we go to Dreamhack, seeing what they do. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like something going on with Snoopy as well. He's like 70% going crazy all the time, and then you get this random shit right here. So I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah, this random stinker here. He drops a .77, negative 14 spread. Only 48 kills out of the 3 maps here for Snoopy. Purge on positive with a 1.07. Awakening dropping a .94, and Cammy dropping a .89. And then on the opposite side there, we got Vancouver Surge. We got 04 dropping a 1.07. Abuza going crazy with a 1.27. Plus 15 spread. We got Nasty dropping a 1.12. And Neptune, the only one negative, with a .91, negative 5 spread. But an absolute domination for Surge.
6-0 Surge? Come on, bro.
Yeah, they absolutely banana slammed him in the search and destroy. They went 6-0 on the dealership search and destroy map 2 there. You know, shoot, man, you really can't make it up there. But you know, Boston Breach looking good against OpTic Texas, putting everything in the gas tank for that, and then coming out empty here against Vancouver Surge. So
what were the map 2 KDs for Boston?
Map 2 KDs for Boston. We got Cammy dropping a .50, Awakening a .33, Purge drops a donut, dude. Holy shit. 0-6, and then Snoopy dropping a .5. And then 04's 7-1. Dude. Yeah, man. I mean, everyone was doing straight damage there. I mean, even Nasty with 9 kills, 1,000 damage on the map. You really hate to see it if you're Boston Breach, but a very dominating and convincing win here for Vancouver Surge to start the night off hot with a 3-0 victory there. Snooze fest, but you hate to see it. You really do. Okay, well, it's going to round things out there for that series here. Then going into the second series, we had LAG versus FaZe. And this was another 3-0 DoorDash challenge for FaZe here. They played a Hacienda hardpoint, a rewind, search and destroy, and a Hacienda control. What you want to speak about on this series here?
I feel like after they figured out they can't get shit shaken for champs, they just are like, okay, we're playing FaZe. We'll just, do whatever, bro. Just don't even worry about it. But I mean, they were trying on the search though. I was actually expecting a little something, and I do remember, like the first couple, like 2 to 3 rotations on Hasi, like LAG was up, and then I believe FaZe just like completely just took over.
Yes, the 180 on that ass. Yeah, man, just looking at the stat line here, we got Fellow dropping a .91, Kismet the only one positive with a 1.02, Lunar's a .82, and Johnny dropping a .59, negative 23 spread, only gets 33 kills out of 3 maps. And then looking at the opposite side here, we got a BZ. He's dropping a 1.0, Celium a 1.45, Draws a 1.09, and Simp a 1.22. So, absolute domination and slammage from FaZe there going up against LAG. This could have been a 3-1 victory, but FaZe coming out victorious there on the round 11 rewind hardpoint, or the rewind search and destroy. So yeah, 3-0 slam-a-lam on this series here.
Slam-a-lam.
Slam-a-lam. Okay, and then that's going to end things out on that series here, and then going into the last series of the weekend, we had Minnesota Rocker versus the Toronto Ultra. And this was another 3-0 victory DoorDash challenge for Toronto. They played a Skyline hardpoint, a rewind search and destroy, and a vault control. What you want to speak about on this series here?
Kenny got his head in his hands, bro.
Dude.
He actually was playing, but even when he is, bro, something else goes on. But Ultra, I mean, another one contention for Dreamhack to do really well. I know Beans is glad to be back, and he was shooting, doing his little thing on search, but I don't know, man. I feel like Rockers just, I don't know if they're gonna make it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Minnesota, especially with this series here. Estriel drops a .75, Geo a .94, Nero a .90, and the other one positive is Kenny with a 1.02. And then looking at the opposite side here, we got Toronto Ultra. Everyone's positive except for Joe Deceives. He drops a .84. Insights dropping a 1.24. Kleenex at 1.26, and Beans at 1.33. So just looking at the score line here, we got a pretty close map 1, 250 to 228. Could have been anyone's ball game there for just 1 or 2 rotations are won there, and then a dominant rewind search and destroy, a 6-2 for Toronto, and then a 3-0 domination on the vault control. So yeah, man, their only chance was to probably come out hot on that map 1, get some momentum going underneath their belt, and then maybe something goes different there in the search and destroy. But I doubt that with that score line there, and then who knows what could have happened on that map 4 if anything. But yeah, you hate to see it from Minnesota Rocker and Kenny with his hands on his head, knees on the floor, just crying.
Yeah, in the Walmart.
In the Walmart, dude. You really hate to see it. But yeah, man. Sunday was not a fun day to watch COD, I'll say that, because it was just absolute 3-0 door dashes back to back to back.
I've been saying Plumber era. I believe it.
Yeah, dude. Plumber era is going crazy this year. But
From
that's
plumber to plumber.
From plumber to plumber.
Real seed, real.
Real eyes, real lies. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, y'all some lying motherfuckers in the CDL. They need to be in challengers.
That
some of them.
Dynamic aim assist goes crazy. Well, that's gonna round things.
Dynamic.
Yeah, for real. But that's gonna round things out for this weekend here, and kind of going into the standings. We've got Major 4 standings at this moment now. We've got Heretics 4-0 at the top, and then right underneath there in second place we've got Toronto, and then we got FaZe at third, OpTic at fourth, Cloud9 at fifth. Sixth we got LA Thieves, seventh we got Surge, and then at eighth we've got Carolina Royal Ravens, and that's what we've got so far in winners bracket. And then in losers bracket so far we've got Rocker, Boston Breach, Carolina, Vegas Falcons, and LAG at dead last with the 0-3. So seeing how they can round things out going into this next weekend, we'll see how they shape up and how these winners brackets kind of come out.
It's funny how CDL Intel's graphics better than the league.
Yeah, dead ass, dude, dead ass. But just kind of going into some other news here, we got a new wall bang unlocked by Hook in this past series here against Cloud9. So let's go into a live listen.
Prior to the major, and yeah, here's the look. Oh yeah. Wait, dude, why do walls just not exist in Call of Duty? They just haven't in such a long time.
He's cheating. He's cheating.
That's the way it goes. Hook revealing
that is insane. Buddy is in garage wall banging through concrete to B-bomb and absolutely snipes Rex while he's planning, and gets that taken care of.
Flabbergasted, like what the?
Dude, I would be too, bro. I'd be like, what the hell? How'd he kill me? There's no way in hell that this is.
Look at him.
This is
look
insane,
at Hugh shopping for some rims. Nah.
No, he's just wall banging the hell out of that ass.
Wrecked Rex.
Dead ass. Dead ass. So we'll see how this kind of goes into this next weekend here with week 3 qualifiers here right before Dreamhack starts. So we've got 3 matches on Friday, 4 matches on Saturday, and 3 matches on Sunday. We got Texas versus LAG up first. So that'll be a good series to watch there. We got Carolina versus Minnesota after that, and then Boston versus LA Thieves to round things out on Friday. Then Saturday we got Vegas versus Atlanta. Then after that, we got Cloud9 versus LA Thieves. Then we got Miami versus Carolina. And then rounding things out, we got Toronto versus Vancouver. That'll be a good one to watch. And then to kick off on Sunday, we got Boston versus LAG. Then we've got Toronto versus OpTic Texas. That'll be a good one to watch. And then to end things out, we got Vancouver versus Minnesota. So just kind of looking at this, man, some games to watch. Obviously, we're going to watch that OpTic Texas versus LAG just to see how that looks. And then another one to keep an eye on. I don't know if there's anything else. I mean,
NYLAT, see if LAT, the barometer for how well they do against NY compared to FaZe. That'll be interesting.
That'd be a good one to watch.
Toronto, Texas, the craziest the whole weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest one to watch for sure to see how they come up against
Might be coming home from that home trip just in time for the drive.
Absolutely. So it's going to start out on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time on the 16th. So go ahead and mark your calendars there. We got week 3 qualifiers. I think this is the last qualifiers last online matches for the season. Because after this we go to DreamHack and then Champs and then EWC and that's it for this season. It's crazy how short and how fast this Black Ops 6 season has turned out. You know what I'm saying?
Quick as hell. I mean, I'm glad we got to make an event too. It was kind of shaky there for a second with Kitchener.
Yeah.
But hey, we made it happen. And they're talking like it's hype. This is the Champs before Champs. The other event's gonna be cool, whatever. But this is gonna be like huge. We get to watch Halo, bro. Like, we got VIP seating in Call of Duty. We have guaranteed spots to sit.
Let's go, man. It's gonna be a fun one for sure. I'm hype. I know Bambalam's hype as well. So
the vlog is gonna go crazy.
Ooh, yeah, I can't wait, man. Like it hasn't hit yet, but I know as soon as we get this next weekend under wraps, and then we get closer to that travel day, I'm gonna be fucking
You're flying out next week, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it's coming up, man. It's already May.
What the fuck?
I know, dude. I'm excited, man. It's been a minute since we've got the boys, the BCP boys, together and just watching. Unfortunately, Sponge won't be able to join us this time, but hopefully next time he'll join up with us. But yeah, man. So we'll be at Major IV Dreamhack for sure. Okay. Well, rounding things out of that, let's go into some other news here. We've got JP revealing that Kenny and Skies were definitely playing on a faulty PC. So let's go to a live listening real quick.
PC? Yeah, because that one broke.
What about wait, which one broke?
The one I was telling you about.
Dude,
so we only have the five now.
The Ken Caesar one had a SSD failure.
I can't believe that they haven't updated the PCs in 4 fucking years.
4 or 5? One of the two.
It's 8.
Yeah, they're from the Overwatch League.
Are they really?
Yeah, 2018.
You need a PC?
Jeez, man, they're playing on 2018 PCs, bro. Holy hell! No wonder why.
That's actually crazy.
An SSD failure? What the hell is that? I'm not too familiar with PC lingo. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, so a regular hard drive back in the days got a disk in it, and that was a disk drive, hard drive. SSD solid state, like our phone, so it's instant storage. So everything that the game was basically referring to not only display the sound, the graphics, is all written on an SSD. So if it had a fault in it, that literally could have explained why
he was dropping .3s. Yeah, that's insane.
Low key, it's one in a, faulty SSDs aren't really a thing. So I mean, that could have been some kind of destiny and fate. Because literally, what if that SSD is why Merc has a crazy career at OpTic for years to come?
Yo, that would be insane to think about, dude. A faulty SSD, and imagine if Mercules goes to be super successful with OpTic this year, and they go on to maybe be a great contender for DreamHack, place in top 3 again, and then maybe who knows what they place at Champs and EWC. So, dude, that would be insane storyline.
That's crazy though. Like, I mean, imagine that little shit that's happened to us personally that we don't even know about.
Oh, I know, dude. I'm sure I got something going on with my PC, obviously. So we'll see what was cooked up later on this year here for OpTic. Yeah, and for BCP. Little foreshadowing action. Okay. Well, moving on here into some other news, we also have Hex speaking on why he doesn't have a Challengers team. So let's go into a live listening real quick.
I wish more CDL teams had Challengers teams. Jetty, that's not even the point that we're trying to relay here. It's not about us not wanting to have OpTic. Look, we don't have a Challengers team because for what? if we're gonna put resources and effort, and that obviously has a very, very clear line to an expense column, and then there's nothing churning back. Like I think we need the league to step up and do a little bit better, or let somebody else fucking do it.
Adam AP.
No money in Challengers. Kelvin, I know that's the perception, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. Like, if you have a good product, people are going to want to put branding behind it to advertise around set. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. But I mean, it's clear that we need, you know, we need these things churning.
Yeah, I agree, man. You know, we need some better support.
Some bullshit's going on, bro. Like, what? Why is it a pillar but not a pillar?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I mean, who knows? I'm still staying optimistic and hopeful for, you know, next year.
Optimistic?
Yeah, optimistic.
Hey.
For next year here. I mean, no, this year was the first year of kind of like some restructuring for the CDL, with Adam kind of coming in and stepping up a little bit more within the space here. And then who knows what next year's gonna bring as well. I know it just takes some time to kind of develop and whatnot, but I'm staying hopeful, and who knows what challengers might look like. I know a lot of great talent comes from challengers. Obviously, Merc's going crazy and comes up here. We got, you know, a lot of pros still in challengers too that have been in the CDL and whatnot. So I would love to see a challengers revival here, or just some sort of open pool play, something to kind of keep it flowing with the CDL too, and not being so separated. But only time will tell moving forward here. But yeah. All right, well, moving on here into some other news here. Then we also have Shotzi reacts to Illy's 1v2 clutch that made Mercules teammate cry back in the day. So let's go into a live listen-in on some Black Ops 4 chows from back in the day.
Bro, Chad, you know what's correct? Bro, I used to play against this kid, bro. I'm telling you. Chad, look at this shit. Ender broke him the fuck down, dude. This shit's so crazy, bro. I cannot believe I'm playing with this guy. This is for fucking $500 each. He was 15, I was 17.
Dude, are you kidding me?
This is last round, last map. We had to reset it. That's why it's 2-3.
He was 15.
I mean, yeah, his teammate was crying.
Shotzi was 7.
His teammate literally cried. That guy right there, that guy cried after. This is Merc right here, pissing himself.
Get the fuck off me! You fucking nervous wreck! You fucking nervous wreck! Let's fucking go! Don't ever hear my body talk shit! You fucking nervous fucking shit sting! Let's go!
Kid cries. This is from their POV.
Kid cries.
Don't ego job.
Someone with 72 subscribers clip this kid.
Play life. We're good. Come on. I'm here. Bro, he's inside. He's on you.
Should've jumped out like that.
No, man, we don't have to hit him. No, man. Oh, man.
Lose last map like that.
Bro, come on,
man. He's actually crying.
Yeah. I'm fucking ending it, bro.
Merc don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I didn't wait. I forgot about this perspective. What the fuck?
Hilarious.
Dude, he was actually fucking crying, dude. That shit's hilarious.
Lost some bread, dog.
Yeah, his mom and dad were probably like, if you lose this, you're grounded. Like you're going to the gulag. That shit's hilarious, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. All right, well, moving on to some other news here. We've got a rumor that Activision may be considering changes for the Battle Pass for Call of Duty. Certain seasonal limited time game modes may require a Battle Pass ownership, and higher valued skins and content would be part of that Battle Pass. So having to pay money to access game modes is ridiculous, which was coming from Modern Warzone. So what are your thoughts when you hear something like this, that for 2025 Activision might be considering this change?
We were at the macro transaction, which was buying the game and then having to get DLC, right? We are now at micro transactions. This to me is the next step under that, deeper.
No.
This is a third layer of late stage capitalism.
Yeah, that
and
is.
I'm not hating
crazy.
the game, you know, it is what it is, but holy fuck. This is like
Yeah, in order to
makes
play
you-
capture the flag or demolition or anything cool like prop hunt, you gotta own the battle pass so that you can
Like, bro,
play those.
it's a bleak future if you're like, yo, I'm about to hop on ranked, see if your dad can get on. You're like, he doesn't have the Xander Thor token that you have to buy 2 seasons ago, and that he had to raid the zombies boss for to get into search. I don't think he can like do that.
Oh my
Like,
god,
what?
dude, that would be
What?
insane, dude. Could you imagine? Could you
Yeah.
imagine, bro? That would be fucking retarded, dude.
It's like they make invisible walls just to have you pay to see through them. It's like, motherfucker, I can see right through it. Why do I need to pay? That's crazy.
Yeah, no, Call of Duty is just milking every crevice and corner that they can get at that point. If that's actually true, like there is absolutely no
And we got
shot.
Seth Rogen again, another like what, a second 420
Jeez,
event after April. Like, come on. I mean, I get it. Like, do your thing,
We
but
get it, dude. You guys like smoking. It's cool.
yeah,
Cool.
everybody does. But twice.
Yeah, that's insane. Oh my god. All right, well, moving on into some other news. We also had the HDR and AMAX nerfed in Warzone. So the HDR sniper flinch resistance reduced to 60%, and the heavy stock and combat flinch. So the flinch was nerfed there, and then the AMAX headshot multiplier was decreased, as well as the ADS and sprint fire was also nerfed as well. So if you guys are any Warzone players here, I know the HDR is a big one, and I know the AMAX also is a big one for meta that are used there. So
I say, is that meta? Those.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of metas, I'll be honest, but those are two meta weapons for sure that got nerfed. So
Okay.
okay, well, moving on here into some other news, we also have Activision sending out a cease and desist letter to the manufacturer of Cronus hardware, and says that they will take them or any other third-party hardware and software companies to court if necessary. They look to be trying to put a stop to products like Cronus Zen. So here's the update that they released here. So I find it interesting that they're finally starting to crack down on the Cronuses. So if you guys have one, it's going to be something that they might not be producing in the near future. So that's kind of a good thing, I'd say, for the console kids as well as the PC kids. But I know it's morely used on the console side. But it's funny because what was it back in like Black Ops 2 era, like the OG COD? They actually had Cronuses to help with the input delay and Bluetooth connections when they were competing in COD. So I find it interesting that now all of a sudden they're just kind of, people have taken the Cronuses and manipulated them to be more of like a cheat and more so a connection fix. I don't know, but
What's this expel? Watch, they won't let you launch Warzone with DS4 active. What is DS4? I know that's the controller name for PlayStation, but I feel like he's talking about a program.
yeah, so that's the overclock program that you use on PC.
So that's the one that. Okay, got you. The one that you set to 1 millisecond.
Yeah, that's what that
See
is.
what? If and that's all it does. Like, that's the thing. So that's cool. Like, the Cronus is one of many scripts. Like, that is one script.
Yeah, no, you can literally go in there and like put like anti-recoil on your gun. So I don't know how it works, but you can like say, like, for example, the AMAX. You go in there and you put a script in that has like someone went in there and digitally downloaded the recoil pattern, and then they went and like calculated how to make it not shoot, and then you can just implement that to where it's like acting like your joystick is moving it down, but it doesn't. You don't have to move your joystick, and somehow the aim assist can be like stickier too. I don't know how that works, but those are the two things that really, it's like anti-recoil and sticky aim. So I don't know how it works or how it even, I don't have a Cronus. I wish I did, because I'd be god tier at this damn game if I did, but I might have to go buy one before they get all out of stock.
I was gonna say, you might want to resell them to these shitters and then fucking still shit on them.
Yeah, dead ass. Okay, well, that's cool news there. Then moving on to some other news here, we also have Activision has been unable to keep player engaged for Black Ops 6 this year, post-launch, seeing the decline in players. So in March of 2025, we had 20 20 million players. 20. Okay, sorry. So 20.6 million players on March of 2025. Then March in 2023, they had 20.2 million, and then in March in 2022, they had 22.2 million. I'm actually curious to see what 2024 had, but it's not on this. But maybe that's the reason why they're trying to consider a money grab going into like season passes and whatnot, battle passes, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. But I mean,
can see
Black
that.
Ops pubs isn't fun at all, and the only reason why I still play the game is because of zombies and rank play. That is it.
Yeah, rank's been more fun for me lately. I'm starting to get a couple things down finally after the fucking year's almost over.
That's how it usually goes, man. That's how it usually goes. Okay, well, moving in on some other news here, we also have Rockstar officially delaying the launch of GTA 6 here. It is now being pushed back to May 26th of 2026. So I know it was rumored to be coming out around Christmas time this year in 2025, but they have said that they're going to push it back to the May of 2026. So literally 1 year from this time, we'll be playing some GTA 6, hopefully. But what are your
Keeping
thoughts?
the art style.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm perfectly fine with it, and then it's kind of like a late birthday present next year. I'll be fucking 33 diving into GTA 6 when I was what, dude? 2000. When did that shit come out?
2013.
Grand Theft Auto 5. 2013.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It's been 12 years since we've had a GTA game release, and
I was 20 last time this shit was out.
dude, I was fresh out of high school, 18 when it came out, and I'll be 31.
You know the next GTA we're gonna be in our 40s, dog.
Dude, don't even say that, bro.
But we're gonna be retired because we made an ecosystem in GTA 6 and we make millions of Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually
Bitcoin hash because there's not a million Bitcoin, but still.
Dude, I'm actually curious to see how that kind of comes to fruition with the in-game currency coming back
This might
to
be a
us.
shift in the ecosystem of some sort of societal proportion of like people who behave on the internet and are active on the internet. I swear this is gonna be
This is
a
like that
cultural something.
first step going into like the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just a little taste of what it could be like. People like
They're
the
calling
Wall-E.
it the Winternet.
The Winternet.
Because there's nothing but doves. There's nothing but money.
Absolutely. I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a good game, and when this comes out, I feel like we should
We are.
definitely
I'm gonna stream the fuck out of it. I'm gonna
grind
make sure
it.
I got time.
Grind the hell out of it.
I'll probably be in a crib by then. Like we'll be chilling.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's gonna be it's gonna be some good stuff here. All right, well, moving on to some other news here. We also have Gears of War Reloaded is launching August 26th of this year on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC for $40. Gears of War Reloaded includes all content from Gears of War Ultimate Edition, 4K 120 frame support, and crossplay and progression enabled without needing any additional accounts. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah, man. We got Gears of
I
War.
miss the God of. Yo, look at the 30 FPS 720 and then
Yup.
Look at the difference, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I miss Gears of War. That was like my first real like shooter, but that I played outside of Halo before I got into Modern Warfare.
Really? Yeah, I never really dabbled in Gears of War. I had Gears of War 3, but I only played it like 1 or 2 times, and it came free with the Xbox, so that's the only reason why I was able to even play it. But yeah, man.
The multiplayer was fun.
Yeah, I've heard that obviously Nick Mercs came from Gears of War competitive, so who knows if Gears of War might make a comeback in competitive scene here and shake some stuff up in the esports world too. But
what a crazy come up. He's probably gonna stream it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely gonna be streaming that for sure. So August 26th, $40. Go ahead and get you some Gears of War remastered or reloaded, whatever you want to call it there. Actually, I might have to download this and see what's good about it, because August 26th, it's gonna be like a perfect off-season game to play of the new COD.
True. Dude, you'd like it. You'd like it.
Okay. All right, well, moving
it's
on.
actually good story and stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. Well, moving on to some other news here, we also have Xbox releasing something new here. So a new Xbox handheld called Project Kennen has been leaked here. The device is a collaboration between Microsoft and Asus. So kind of like a backbone that you're going to get here. So it looks like an Xbox official multiplayer, maybe mobile gaming device here to compete with like the Switch, the backbone, and whatever the Asus device is. I can't remember what the name of it is, but yeah. So I don't know if you guys are interested in any Xbox games, but you know, something to play offline on the plane, maybe online on the plane. Who knows? But yeah.
I think it looks like shit. I'm not even trying to be pessimistic. That looks like, dude, there's like so many more. You could go on ambernick.com and just find emulation, and it'll probably have specs like this or better. And even compared to the Steam Deck, like, people would probably rather spend a little more and just grab the Steam Deck. Like, this shit looks like the 360 what comes out as a handheld today.
Yeah.
The tech is more powerful, of course, but it looks like they're trying to re-release the 360 today in a handheld. And it looks like
they got some leftover parts. Like, yeah, let's just take these and build something.
This shit's straight out of Taiwan.
Dead ass, dude. Dead ass. Yeah.
I don't know, but still, what the hell?
Yeah, you hate to see it. Okay, well, moving on here into some other news, we also have EA confirming their next Battlefield will launch before March 2026, and the full reveal will be this summer. So hopefully we'll see some cool Battlefield news here in the next couple of weeks for the new launch of their new game. So some full info about classes, about the recent Battlefield Lab playtests. So we've had visual characters with biographies. We got a list of gadgets and grenades, 2 field specs for each class, 3 levels of perks, plus a unique class ability at the 4th level, which will be activated by pressing the button. So we're getting classic classes coming back here. So we got the assault class, we've got the engineer class, the support class, as well as the scout sniper class too. So for anyone, so anyone who's an OG Battlefield gamer will recognize these here, and I think they're making a comeback for sure. I'm actually excited to see what they're cooking up over there at EA for Battlefield. This is like probably like back in the day. I know Bad Company 2, that was like a competitor with Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, and dude, I actually was addicted to Battlefield Bad Company 2, man. That was like one of my favorite, if not my favorite, to play. But yeah, man, we'll see what they're cooking up this summer. But last but not least, we had a new addition here, so kind of like GBs, game battles being revived here by Esports Rivals. Ultimate Edition lives on PC and console only on the Match Finder, now live on Esport Rivals. So if you guys are interested in competing at more of like a casual, non-competitive or competitive leaderboard here, kind of like literally game battles 2.0, Esports Rival. You can go on that website here, create an account, get a team going, and start playing. So hopefully this will get some more traction this summer and going into the next year here, trying to get some more visibility for that. But that'd be exciting to see this pop off like game battles did back in the day.
I'm surprised you and Bam aren't on it more. I mean, maybe, you know, the population's still growing, but I really do feel like everyone wants GBs. Like,
this is it. This is it.
Yeah,
here you go. You can play.
Literally, if you change the top banner to the blue color and just put RI or RV or EV for Esports Rivals, like just a little similar look to GB, like it'd
pop.
People would just hop right on it because it looks familiar.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks kind of similar to how game battles was set up too. So we'll see. We'll see how this populates here. I might have to go on there and see if there's anything going on over there.
Some golds.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool though.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's about it for this episode here. I know we've had a lot to talk about in conclusion, but did you have anything else that you want to speak about before we wrap things up?
We had the crazy number for the episode tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but we're cool with it. Shouts out Big Bambalam. Shouts out Dreamhack. Shouts out co-host with the most. We're back. Man got the new setup.
Absolutely, dude.
Had to push out some shorts in the meantime. Look at this motherfucker's lighting.
Yeah, man. It's awesome, man. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back, and we'll be back at it every Monday like usual here. So I really appreciate all of you guys, listening, watching, wherever you guys are. Mr. AMANE, thank you for everything that you do on and off the screen. You are the absolute GOAT to keep these things going here. But we really want to say thank you and I appreciate everyone kind of staying patient with us through this transition of the new house and the BCP Blind Counter Studios, I guess you could say now, up here in the new loft. So
shouts out green screen. Shouts out Oculus.
Yeah, we got some stuff cooking up. Who knows? We might see in the near future. But that's going to wrap things up for episode 69 of the Blind Counter Podcast. We really appreciate you guys all listening, watching, wherever you guys are. And we'll see you guys next episode of the BCP. Peace.
Peace.